Hi. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Magical Living Coaching, and this is Marianne Candido, and I am tapping for my own personal weight loss, and I hope you can join me along through this journey, and I hope that you receive some successes and some great tools to help you along your journey to successful weight loss. So yesterday was day one, and if you haven't watched day one, it does set up the basic structure of EFT or emotional freedom technique, so I highly recommend you watch day one and then continue throughout the journey with me. So yesterday, if you recall, I tapped on for craving for chocolate, which I didn't have a chocolate craving, but I wanted to show the audience how it works when you tap on a craving like that. But what I did talk about is my carb cravings, potatoes and starches and pastas. I didn't tap on that yet. We will go ahead and probably work on that tomorrow. But I did tap on my issues about eating fast and not and snacking, mainly eating fast. And what came as a result of that, I have my little journal, and I recommend everybody get a little journal to keep track of their success. So as a result of me tapping on my eating fast, last night I had a huge success and a huge win is I ended up eating smaller portions and I didn't snack at night. So what I found out when I was tapping for why I eat fast was because I was afraid of lack, that we would run out of food, or someone would take my food. So that was the main issue surrounding it. When I cleared that issue of running out of food or running out or food being taken away or things being taken away, it actually cleared a huge block in me to not eat even when I felt a little hunger in the evening. So I'll kind of explain my evening. So for dinner, I actually had half a portion that I normally would of my lentil dal, and I just had a little piece of bread with some peanut butter on it, and some celery and carrots with a dollop of hummus. So that was really good for me. And then about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I was a little hungry. I felt a little churning in my stomach, and normally this is when I would make popcorn, because popcorn has kind of become a habit in the evening for us, or for me especially. So I had that little bit of hunger, but I didn't have that strong desire for the popcorn. And I did not tap on the craving of popcorn, and I didn't create a tap on the snacking issue at night. But I think by clearing up the whole issue about there isn't enough really opened the path to, well, there is enough. And maybe that was one of my core issues why I was snacking or eating too much, eating too fast, was because I had that fear of running out. So that was really an interesting observation. I'm thrilled. I can't wait to get on the scale next week. I'm going to resist getting on the scale every day and just getting on it once a week. Okay, so today I do have a challenge. I am going to be on the road, and boredom strikes when you're driving 3.5 hours and 3.5 hours back. I have the tendency to want to eat, and of course, what do you eat but chips and cookies and cupcakes and muffins and easy things that you can get through drive-thrus. So that's going to be one of my challenges. So I think we're going to do a preventative tap this morning, and you can do that too. You can tap every day for success. If you know what your challenges are going to be, you can tap ahead of time for those. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, so we'll set my range. I do know that I'm going to be on the road, and that's going to be an issue for me. So I'm going to say about a 7. It's not a very long drive. I did have a little light breakfast this morning, so I should be okay. But there's going to be that hunger, that boredom, that temptation to eat the wrong foods and to eat out of boredom. So, okay. So even though I am tempted, even though I am tempted to eat while on the road out of boredom, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am tempted to eat out of boredom while on the road, I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am tempted to eat out of boredom, I still deeply and completely accept myself. Okay? This temptation to eat when I'm bored. This temptation to eat when I'm bored. I eat when I'm in the car. I have a habit of eating while on the road. This habit and temptation to eat while in the car, driving. This temptation to eat when I'm bored. This temptation to eat when I'm bored. This temptation to eat when I'm driving and on the road. Okay, so I'm going to reevaluate that, and I feel like I do need to do another round. I'm down to about a 2, 1, right around there, but it wouldn't hurt to do another round, and this time I'm going to use the affirmations afterwards, okay? Even though I still have this little bit of temptation to eat while I'm bored on the road, I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have a small amount of temptation to eat while I'm bored on the road, I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still have this temptation to eat out of boredom, I still deeply and completely accept myself. This remaining feeling about eating when I'm bored, this remaining temptation to eat out of boredom, this remaining issue and temptation to eat out of boredom in the car, this remaining habit of eating while I'm driving in the car, this remaining habit of eating while bored, this remaining habit to eat while I'm bored driving in the car, this remaining habit to eat while I'm bored. I eat when I'm bored. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the affirmation round. It's feeling like it cleared, but I want to reinforce to me that I can do this. Okay. I can release the temptation to eat while I'm bored. Eating while I'm bored doesn't serve me at all. I can release boredom eating now. I can enjoy the scenery of the road when I'm driving. I can enjoy the company of Dana while I'm driving. I can release the need to eat while I'm driving. Eating out of boredom doesn't serve me anymore. I don't need to eat when I'm bored. There's other things I can do, like enjoy the beautiful scenery and enjoy music on the radio and good conversation. Okay. So I'm down to 0. I'm really confident now that I'm not going to be running through drive-thrus getting muffins at Starbucks or something worse than that. So there you have it. That's the one today. I do have one other thing to think about, for you guys to think about. I think we're going to touch on this tomorrow. And that is, what is, in your eyes, what would be your ideal weight? Okay? I know what I have a number in my head, and it's not the number that leads to me 26 pounds from now, my initial goal. But go ahead and think about what your ideal weight would be, and then ask yourself, what does your tail ender mind tell you about that? Like, oh, you could never be that thin, or oh, what would it take for me to get to that? You'd have to starve to be. That's one of mine. I would have to starve to get to that weight. What are some of those tail enders for you when you think of that ideal weight, that number, okay? And what does your mind tell you about that? Okay, and then we're going to tap on that. So think about that tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you from Mary Ann Candido at Magical Living Coaching. See you tomorrow.